We talked about those deadly wildfires burning in Hawaii tonight at the beginning of the newscast. The flames have damaged or destroyed some 270 structures as of tonight. And the governor earlier talked about the devastating effect of a hurricane that didn't even hit the islands. So I want to bring in the First Alert Chief Meteorologist Scott Paget. Talk to us about how this, passing hurricane had such a devastating impact on the islands and the fires themselves.
Yeah, you can see it's well down towards the south and the west, so did not impact Hawaii at all, did not make its way on shore. So you can see that center of circulation now 932 miles to the southwest of Hawaii. Now, what's interesting is there's an area of high pressure in the upper levels further to the north of the island chain. So the difference in pressure between the high pressure center and also Hurricane Dora, which is a Category 4 hurricane, allowed those winds to get very strong. At times, maybe winds up to near 60 to 80 miles per hour. And that's not including some of the higher mountain ranges and then some of the valleys in between, and that wind just really tightening up between that. So tonight, winds are still sustained near about 25 miles per hour, gusting up even higher than that. On top of that, yes, Hawaii is dealing with a drought, including Maui. You can see that on the western side, dealing with the severe drought to moderate drought for a lot of the island for us. And so they're dealing with those really dry conditions in place. All of those in combination just adding to the fuel today and yesterday for that devastating fire. So closer towards home for us here in North Texas, we're dealing also with the rain that we really need in place. But you can see a red flag warning. It remains in place. That does include the west sides of the Metroplex. You can see Wise County down to Tarrant County, all the way down to parts of Hill County and west. This was this afternoon and also tomorrow. South winds 15 to 25, humidity 20 to 30%, temperatures 103 to 109. Now, it's been nice tonight. In some spots, we have seen some rain. Now, a lot of us not seeing, but some of us seeing some of those stronger to even severe storms at times, seeing some more lightning with it, causing a brush fire concern and also some gustier winds. Outflow boundary there just worked its way through. Winds eventually died down. At one point, winds were gusting up to near 60 miles per hour. And in some spots, picking up a half of an inch of rain to now near about an inch and a half to almost 2 inches of rain, mainly up towards our Red River County. So some folks lucky, some of us not seeing anything. As we go through the remainder of the night tonight, that activity tapers off into tomorrow. Another hot day, lots of sunshine. It's going to be another breezy day. Late in the day, maybe a couple of isolated storms popping up again as this front has stalled out. So our alert now through Sunday. Excessive heat warning extended through Thursday. We went ahead and issued these alerts all the way through Sunday because I expect more of the same on the way. That red flag warning also holding on, and maybe some more storms tomorrow. This is what we're talking about as far as the red flag warning. Our Red River counties under a heat advisory, but either way, just stay weather aware because the heat dome will continue to build as we go through Sunday. So right now we're sitting at 87 degrees at DFW with a northerly wind. So that outflow boundary moved through. But your first alert 7-day forecast shows more of the same. 106 the next 4 days. Small rain chances tomorrow night. Then on Monday, 107. We'll probably issue another alert by Tuesday. Rain chances at 20% and a high temperature of 104.